What's going on? What's going on? All right, I'm going to try moving fast here, so keep up. Number one, what happens to an atom of gold when a scientist tries to divide it into smaller pieces? Boy, what do I do? I don't know. Read. If you could keep dividing an atom of gold into smaller pieces, you would finally get to the smallest piece of gold possible, a single atom of gold. What does that look like? There's a hecton of protons, neutrons, electrons. In fact, there are 79 protons and electrons and 118 neutrons. What if you broke that apart? Well, you wouldn't have gold anymore. That's no atom at all. That's just a random collection of particles. You no longer have gold. All right. You would have only a random collection of protons, neutrons, and electrons. All right, what is number two? What is the name for the center of the atom containing the protons and neutrons? The easiest thing on here. It's called the nucleus. Oh yeah, by the way, where to get the first one from the reading? If you divide it into smaller pieces, it would no longer be gold. There, see, it was right there. What does it mean if an entire atom has a neutral charge? When the number of protons in an atom equals the number of electrons, the atom itself has no overall charge. It is neutral. Let's make this real simple. Let's say we have two protons in the nucleus, and then we have two neutrons. That gives the nucleus an overall charge of +2, right? And then we have two electrons zipping about around the nucleus. Let's just forego the scale thing here because I need you to see this. That gives the electron cloud an overall charge of -2. Well, if we add up all the overall charges in this whole atom, a +2 from the nucleus, okay, and then a -2 in the electron cloud. Are you ready for this? 0. Okay, that's neutral. The number of protons equals the number of the number of positive protons equals the number of negative neutrons. The charges cancel out. Oh man, I skipped number 3. What kind of electric charge do the protons, electrons, neutrons have? Probably skipped it because it's so easy. Protons have a positive charge, electrons have a negative charge, neutrons have a neutral. Remember, neutron, neutral have the same first 4 letters, so don't get them mixed up. All right, describe the number 5. Describe the movement of electrons relative to the nucleus. Skip back up to parts of an atom. Here's where I'm going to flip my lid. This reading is a little simplified. I think it's meant for little kids littler than you. It is useful to think of a model of an atom similar to the solar system. Not really, right? Because, all right, anyway, the nucleus is in the center of the atom like the sun in the center of the solar system. Okay, yeah. Electrons orbit around the nucleus like planets around the sun. There's no such thing as like orbits, like as if they're on rails, okay? No. The solar system, you have the sun and then, say, the Earth, and it's in its orbit around the sun. Well, we can pinpoint pretty much where the Earth is or other planets are at any moment in time as it orbits around the sun. We cannot do that, okay, with our current most accurate model of the atom. We only know or can predict or have some rough idea as to where an electron is around the nucleus based on probability. Okay, so whether there's a high probability or low probability of an electron being at any particular point around the nucleus, that's the best we can do. Okay, we're somewhere within the what's it called, electron cloud, based on probability. For the sake of this this sheet, we're just going to say the electrons orbit the nucleus because, well, that's still true. What can happen to electrons when we rub two objects together? How can we move electrons from one place to another? One very common way is to rub two objects together. If they're made of different materials and both are insulators, electrons may be transferred and moved from one object to another. The more rubbing, the more electrons move and the larger the charges build up. What can happen to electrons when you rub two objects together? The electrons can move from one object to another. This is called charging by friction. There's a key phrase.